Hey, 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 good evening. It's Joshua here with Notes on Your Notes, a podcast about the creative process and storytelling, dropping some details that may help any creative, no matter what you are, where you are, and what you're doing, what kind of project you're working on, could help you with your development. So, one of the things we were talking about tonight in our class was this element of self awareness and knowing where you are in your creative process in relationship to the phase of development that you're in. So, one of the phases is one of the elements of self-referral is to know what phase you're in. So there's the what I call gathering the clay together, putting clay on the table, and by that I mean where you're just assembling all of the bits and pieces that you're going to need in order to start developing the project, the raw materials essentially. And so that's a good phase. That's a nice healthy phase where um, you're gathering all of the assets, all the data, all the thoughts, the themes, the ideas. You're writing scenes. You're developing your characters. You're doing. It depends upon what kind of project it is. If it's a feature film, if it's a TV show, if it's a painting, whatever it is. But there is that element of assembling all of your raw materials. Then there's the phase of putting it together in terms of like a first draft or putting a thumbnail sketch together, making sure everything is all coming together. Then there's another phase of refinement, fine tuning, and within each phase you have a beginning, middle, and end phase within those phases. So in terms of just um, doing like your first draft, there's the beginning of the first draft. There's the heavy lifting in the middle, and then there's the finishing phase. And then when you go to the next phase, you're going to have a beginning, middle, and end. And sometimes you can be getting close to a final draft. We're using writing as a reference point now, but you can be getting to a final draft or a final performance. And then at that point, you could actually go, whoa, I'm still missing some stuff, and then go all the way back to gathering source material, and go back and say, wow, I'm missing this scene and this scene and this scene, and actually create from scratch those scenes. But it's only through that development process because you didn't know you were missing it when you were in phase one. So it's really important to be able to self-identify what phase you're in, because the kinds of work that you're going to be doing, the kinds of notes that you need, the kinds of notes you could expect that would be of value to you. Like here's another example. You don't want to have final edit notes when you're gathering your material. Like that's not going to help you. That's not going to help you progress through all the other phases. So when you're in the beginning, you just want to keep saying yes and you want to keep developing. You want to keep the nice, big, wide view. And then as you get to further and further drafts and you're honing, you're really focusing and you're getting it narrowed down, and you're going to need more detailed notes. And these are broad strokes to give you a sense of the kinds of notes that will be of value to you. So know what phase you're in, embrace it so that you can also have a sense of what kinds of notes would be of value for you to actually to take in to ingest. That's the hint for today, and look forward to popping by and sharing more